Hello and welcome to Surprisingly Music. I'm Trevor.
I'm Taryn.
And welcome to our most decisive podcast ever. Okay?
Yeah.
So, this is a podcast, obviously.
Yeah.
Taryn is sober completely.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. Life sucks. And I'm obviously not. I'm not drinking straight from the bottle, but I should be. I will be by the end of this
fucking album.
I will be after the end of this podcast. So, last week, what did we listen to?
We listened to the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Okay, and we're switching it up because it's a new year, new us. Even though this is a new podcast.
Yeah.
Explain it.
So we're going to do, Trevor picks an album for both of us to listen to for the week. I pick an album for both of us for the week. And then we draw a popular album from the past year out of a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's completely random. Sure, we did brush off Haley Williams' Petals for Armor. Because we both already did Paramore, so it was like we were kind of hoping that'd be drawn much later, give it a little bit of breathing space. But we did Paramore pretty recently, so we're like, all right, let's give it a second go. And we drew Chris Stapleton Starting Over. And so a little bit about us is we don't listen to country music.
Taryn doesn't listen to country music.
Okay, Trevor listens to country music, and this is the first I'm hearing of it.
No, I listen to Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings and Merle Haggard.
I've never heard you say any of those names other than Johnny Cash.
I mean, I listen to the Dukes of Hazzard intro theme song all the time. Just the good old boys.
All right, so I'm definitely in uncharted territory.
Oh God, this is completely new for you. And me too, because he is new country.
It's pop. It's pop music with twang. The songs are constructed like pop songs. They're performed like pop songs. They're pop songs.
Country nowadays is very formulaic and it is very targeted.
Yeah.
But we'll get into it. But
yeah.
Explain. You can go on your anti-country rant.
I hate country music. I've never heard country music that I enjoyed. Like, I can recognize the talent behind like Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton, but to me, country music is
that is different than this.
Yeah,
this is what is called, and I've heard this term a lot. It's called bubblegum country.
And
I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
So let me get into our artist today, Chris Stapleton. He's a big bearded fella.
Yeah, he is.
He's I've listened to him on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's a pretty sincere fella, very humble. He grew up in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So that's not a shocker when you listen to his music.
He moved to Nashville, right?
Yeah, he moved to Nashville at about 2000-ish, give or take a year. And he started writing songs, and he actually co-wrote a lot of hit songs with some people.
I saw that in the wiki.
Yeah, he started out he started out in a band, a Travis Tritt tribute band. Travis Tritt is a country music star from the 90s. I know you probably never heard of him.
No.
I have.
I'm sure my dad is a huge fan.
Probably. I think Travis Tritt's got a couple of Deweys, too.
Yeah.
A couple of DUIs.
Hold on, this is a little bit unprofessional, but I'm going to put you a little more in the frame.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to make putting the logo in later fun. Fuck you, future Taryn.
We're so good at this podcasting thing.
I'll just put the logo in now.
So for about it just comes in all of a sudden. So for about 10 to 12 years, he was kind of bouncing around, co-writing songs and in bands. And then he finally came out with his debut album. It's called Traveler. I just wanted to get it right. Traveler 2015 is when it came out. And it was a huge success. Then he came out with From a Room Volume 1 and From a Room Volume 2. And that was 2017. And now he's got Starting Over. So
his
I want to give
fourth studio album.
Yeah, it's his fourth studio album. He's been around in country music a lot.
Yeah.
And from what I've listened to of him, he's not your typical I don't know much about Blake Shelton or any of these other big guys, but he's not your
Republican. You're trying to say Republican.
No, I wasn't even trying to say that. I was trying to say not like a I'm going to talk about, how hard it is to work and stuff like this and all that stuff when I've never worked a day in my life.
Bo Burnham country song.
Yeah, Bo Burnham, country song. Perfect. He did kind of have, he was broke, when you're writing songs for people, you're not getting very much, even when they are a hit.
Yeah.
Because
usually it's an upfront cost and...
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
You barely make any on royalties, if anything.
Yeah.
And he's just an all-around good guy. He's got some of his big songs like Tennessee Whiskey, which is a great slow ballad song, which I know you won't like, but I love it. There's another song on that same album called Might As Well Get Stoned. I love that fucking song. Dude, it's just got this country twang. He's like, might as well get stoned. And it's just like, what? What did he say? Which it makes complete fucking sense when you have all these fucking country guys talking about drinking beer and tequila and whiskey, but
and they smoke tobacco and cigarettes, but the second you put the devil's lettuce in front of them, that's where we put a stop to all this nonsense. So anyway, this album,
Starting Over, is what it's called. It came out in 2020.
It was named wrong because at no point did I want to start this album over.
So let's start off with the first song, Starting Over.
There's a few things I want to say first.
Okay, let's start over.
So this album features 30 musicians on it. So
Jesus.
So just like last week, it goes to show no matter how many numbers in terms of members you have, the band can still suck. Doesn't matter how many people you pile on the fucking list, it doesn't make your music better.
Are you saying that the Mighty Mighty Bosstones weren't that good?
Nah, I love them.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say,
but just adding more members doesn't inherently make your music better. Secondly, this album is sporting an 81 for the rating score of the album, and that is the most undeserved bullshit. Metacritic, I think, was the first one I grabbed. But they all sat in like the 4-star range. 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10.
Okay, we'll talk about your rating later.
And, considering it's pretty much one song written 12 times.
No. Jeez, this is going to be a fun episode.
So let's get into it. Starting Over. Starts with a really good riff. Starts with good vocals. This song, definitely, I had high hopes for the album. With Starting Over, first song, I had high hopes for the rest of the album.
Wait, what? This was a slow song.
But, it was, still pretty good. The riff, had some heat to it.
I hated it. I almost did.
All right.
I almost texted you and said, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do the podcast anymore. So I did not like that song. It was way too slow.
Dude, his vocals were fucking great on it.
He's an incredible singer.
Oh yeah, he is a great singer.
But yeah, no. The next song is where I was like, oh fuck, here we go. The devil always made me think twice.
Can I talk about these songs? Jesus.
What? You didn't want to talk about them.
I have notes.
Go. You have 7 pages of jokes.
Jesus Christ. So, okay. So, I wasn't a fan of, the twangy vocals, but, he had a lot of just heat and soul behind his vocals. The intro riff was pretty good off the bat. I wasn't, too into it, but it was, this could go good places. He's got a great voice. It's got, a great sound. But the lyrics were just so incredibly just, one-dimensional. I can be your lucky penny, and you could be my 4-leaf clover is the fucking hook of the chorus. That is the...
That actually was a very good line. I do remember thinking that.
God, that was the cringiest shit I heard all song.
You didn't like it?
That's when I hit next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did listen to every song all the way through once, but my first 3 listens of this album, I would hit about the 1 to 2 minute mark and hit next.
That's fair. I can't believe you got that far into the song.
Yeah.
So
on to Devil Always Made Me Think Twice.
This saved it for me.
The bluesy riff at the beginning.
The bluesy hardcore song. Fucking Jesus. His vocals were so raw.
His vocals were really good. But once again, man, these lyrics.
The lyrics were... It was very repetitive with the devil always made me think twice.
Mama always said a good example.
I didn't even hear that part.
Daddy always gave me good advice. Jesus tried to steer me in the right direction, but the devil always made me think twice. Like, did he write the song when he found out he was an atheist at the age of 14? Like, what is this shit?
You know what's funny?
The devil always made me think twice, you know?
You know what's funny? I didn't even hear that lyric, and I was like, this is one of my favorite songs on the album. And now that you're saying all that shit, and I didn't hear the lyrics, I'm like, oh, I kind of hate it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked the guitar in it.
Dude, the guitar work was awesome.
The guitar work was fucking awesome.
It was a really good blues riff. Like, I'm not too big on blues riffs, but I can still recognize a good blues riff when I hear a good blues riff. Yeah,
I mean, with country, you're going to get corny lyrics. Yeah. I mean, anyway, even way back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, with Dolly Parton, Loretta
Lynn.
I mean,
like, even with, like, a lot of, like, classic rock, the lyrics are corny as shit.
But I think they've become corny over time.
Yeah.
You know?
I could see that. But, like, Bruce Springsteen singing about a turnpike, like, really? Like, that was some dumb shit, but people hold him up on this pedestal as a great songwriter. He is, but... Jesus, have some standards.
Stands up for the working man.
Yeah.
Born in the
But
USA.
yeah, so the riff work was really, really good. Okay. I definitely enjoyed it. Does he do the guitar work?
So I'm sure he does. I'm sure he can do the guitar work. Yeah. But from what I've seen of him play, because he did an award show with Justin Timberlake. There was like a CMAs and Justin Timberlake came on. They did a song and he was doing the acoustic part. Okay. So I'm sure that's what he does live.
Yeah.
Going through it and looking, you know, it looks like he does have kind of like a rotating group of members who come through and record. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna assume that he doesn't do it, but he can sure come on the podcast and defend himself.
Yeah. So you don't think he does in the studio, but he probably does it a little live.
I'm sure he writes it and then tells the guys to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So next up on the agenda is Cold.
Cold. This is not a country song.
This song is very well named because it is the opposite of fire.
Fucking shut the fuck up. Oh my god. This is what I said it's going to be so decisive. Because there's a few songs on here that I really like.
Please give me a sadder cringe song later than this one. Maybe name it about a girl.
No, we're going to talk about that later.
Maybe name it about Maggie.
We're going to talk about that song later, okay? But Cold is not a country song. The lyrics, are a little bit corny. But man, you know, when you get your heart broken by Emily, you're going to want to listen to this fucking song. Why'd you have to be
Where are you?
Yeah, you want to talk about cringe fucking lyrics?
Dude, I don't even like that song.
No, I'm just talking about pop punk in general.
No, we need to talk about... I'll bring a Midwest emo band to the show eventually.
Ohio football or American baseball? What is it called?
Modern baseball.
Modern baseball.
Yeah, American football's another one, but they are super niche weird. So I'd bring modern football to the game.
Anyway, Cold, I liked it. The violins come in.
The violins were nice.
Halfway through, it's not a country song. This felt like some sort of like indie song to me. This could be played on...
This could have been played by a hipster, and it would have still like ended up pretty much the same. Wouldn't have had the twang in the vocals, but that's just how he sounds.
Yeah, being from Kentucky, that's how your voice sounds.
So, but like, if you just like had a fucking urban white kid with dreadlocks singing the song, it would have still worked.
It probably would have been more reggae if that's the case.
Well, no, I mean like you could have kept like the instrumental exactly the same.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I liked it.
Okay.
The last two songs. So I was like, Devil Made Me Think Twice, Cold. Okay, I'm kind of digging this. 2 for 3 so far.
2 for 3?
Oh, God, when I'm with you.
My only note is hard skip.
It was a hard skip.
I listened to it all the way through once, and I wouldn't even let it hit the minute mark. I think I stopped it at like 30 seconds the first listen.
I would accidentally listen to this while I'm like busy. I couldn't get to the thing to skip it, but... it was a hard skip for me. It's just way too
train wreck,
piano and all sorts of shit. I tried to get through it, and I couldn't.
And now, my favorite song on the album,
the greatest. No, this is the best piece of tourism this state has ever gotten.
So Arkansas,
it's Arkansas.
Definitely. See, I was making the joke about the state. Arkansas. It's being spelled the same.
Arkansas.
Yep. The least searched song on Genius.com lyrics, so goes to show that it probably would also in turn be the most popular song on the album. It only had 5,000 searches while all of the others broke the 10K mark by far. And then like Starting Over was just far and away above everyone else because it's a single. So this is arguably the least popular song on the album, and it's the best fucking song on the album.
It is really good.
It is like the second this song came on, I was like, there's hope for the back half of this album. If this whole album was the song, I probably would give this album a 5.
Okay, so what's funny is like this song, I was listening to it on the way home, and I started like really deep diving into the lyrics, and I was like, fucking something about partying too much and might be against the law in Arkansas. Like, no. I hate, like, oh, we're partying too much, it might be against the law in Arkansas. Like, gotta get to Arkansas.
Yeah.
I've been to Arkansas. And I know from our analytics, no one listens to us in Arkansas. So, fuck Arkansas.
Fuck Arkansas. Put a wall around Arkansas.
Yeah, except
Dude, they probably don't even have internet.
They don't have helmet laws, I know that.
Really?
Yeah, only a couple states in the center of the U.S., but only the ones on the outside have helmet laws. The coastal states.
Jesus.
Because we're the progressive ones.
Yeah, we're the ones who like care about people and shit.
Yeah, we don't want them to die. It's a good song. The fucking guitar.
The guitar, his voice, everything was just so like
so good.
It was more southern rock than it was country.
Exactly.
That's why I liked it.
It was really southern rock. It wasn't Lynyrd Skynyrd. It was more hardcore than Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Oh yeah. And like he has a like super low graveliness to his voice too.
Arkansas. I can't do it.
Yeah. So fucking good. I loved it.
So yeah. Now I'm like, okay, yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're 3 for 5. Okay. That's pretty good.
1.5 for 5 for me.
Yeah, I know.
So I was like shocked that I got that far. I was expecting just none.
Yeah.
So Arkansas, great fucking song.
That's your favorite on the album?
Easily. Nothing even comes close.
That's fair.
All right, so Joy of My Life. You.
I felt no joy. All joy was lost when this song came on.
And my note is, and back to the same shit whole album with shit lyrics. She's sweet to me, must be the luckiest man alive. Did I tell you, baby, you are the joy of my life? I think I've heard that line word for word in a billion other country songs. Exaggeration, but that is just what literally every country love song says.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're wrong to call out the lyrics, but it's simple.
Yeah,
and that's what country life is.
Yeah,
and I don't want to say that like it's a bad thing, but that's just
they're simple people.
They don't they don't
They're like
feel
Tusken Raiders.
They don't feel the need to get involved into bigger things.
Yeah,
that's how you get Trump. He'll fix it for you.
But yeah, so yeah. I just hated the song.
I want to expand on that idea for a second, because that's not what country music is. It's not what country music was.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash was writing songs, the Ballad of Ira Hayes, about Native American suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got like Tequila.
Yeah.
And
Red
Friends
Solo
in Low
Cup.
Places. Is that a country song?
Yeah.
Like
I
Florida
drink
Georgia
from
line.
my Red Solo Cup. It's something like that. I don't fucking know.
Luke Bryan's Drink a Beer. This. What happened to the political shit? What happened to Willie Nelson and Farm
Well,
Aid?
now they just have girls around them wearing red, white, and blue bras, so they're patriots. Even though that's actually like against the flag code of the United States of America, and burning a flag isn't. So,
wearing an American flag?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's against the flag code.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, fuck you, everyone in the South.
I mean, I'm gonna have to go put my American flag shirt away then, or my button up. It's got the stars in the collar.
I've never seen this.
I don't have it. It's fake.
Oh, okay.
But I would totally wear it as a joke on this podcast. I should have got one. God damn it. Next country album we do.
And if you want to argue my star shirt that I have, it's French. So no.
Do you have a star shirt?
Yeah, the red and white blue star shirt.
I've never seen it.
I've worn it around you plenty of times. Should have worn it for the podcast. All right, so next.
Okay.
We got some Hillbilly Blood.
Okay, so I'm going to start out on this one. Hillbilly Blood. I did not want to listen to this song. It took me a couple listens through to actually sit down and listen to this song because I did not. I had an idea in my head what it was going to be. And I started listening to it and I was like, oh, okay, it's not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's still not really my cup of tea. It really started out kind of slow. And then, started going, it sounded, there's a few instruments in the background. You can tell he's on his acoustic guitar, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, I hear a lyric, chopper in the air. I'm like, this kind of sounds like a Moonshine running song. And then I hear White Lightning and then chopper in the air. I'm like, this is just a fucking ripoff of Copperhead Road by Steve Earle.
And then I wish I knew what any of these things were.
It's a popular song. You probably heard it in some sort of movie or something.
Yeah.
And that's like Steve Earle is like one of the last I don't want to say outlaw country because outlaw country has been taken. Chris Stapleton was considered outlaw country because he talked about pot. But he's like political. Steve Earle is like political. And he has a song about a fucking kid going from Pennsylvania into Maryland and getting hung. It's a fucking
strong opinions.
Yeah, it's called Taneytown Road. I've been to Taneytown too. It's in Maryland. But yeah, he's like one of the last political ones. And then this just sounded like a watered down version of Copperhead Road. And that's a classic country song, Copperhead Road, you know, and it made me hate this song.
So I didn't like the song, obviously. But what I noticed when I hit this song was, holy shit. They may not all sound beat for beat and stylistically the same, but every song has followed the same exact format. Intro riff, verse, chorus, outro.
It's formulaic.
Yeah, like he literally just had a template in a computer and just rewrote like each section, but kept the sections exactly the same. The tempos are all close to the same. Like, yeah, some sound slower, but their tempo is still really similar. It's just how he's playing the song.
I agree with you, but I don't like always chalking that up to the artist because I don't ever think the artist is thinking of that.
Yeah.
I want to say it's the producer, the genre, most of it.
Yeah.
Because that's just what it is. But when Taylor Swift was country, that's what it was.
I always forget about that. I don't know
Her
why.
new stuff is different. It's like folk. Oh, yeah. And it's not like artistically, it's very good. I've only listened to the albums one through. Betty's a good fucking song.
Dude, Betty slaps. That's a pop punk song.
It is.
Like, without a doubt, it's a pop punk song.
Yeah. That's a great fucking song. But that's different than what's going on. But when she was like, Love Story and Our Song and that stuff, that was formulaic as shit. And even her new stuff, the pop stuff, was formulaic, but it was pop, so it's a different genre. We won't talk about that.
I wouldn't say her stuff is super formulaic, actually. She does kind of interesting song structures and how she organizes everything. Like, stylistically, it's pretty formulaic, but she does actually break some...
she had her own formula.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even that. Like, she would put choruses and verses and, like, bridges in weird fucking places. But she has a great team of, like, writers and producers helping her out. Like, I have no doubt she does most of the work in terms of, like, writing the actual song.
Yeah.
But, like, then bringing it to the studio, like, a lot of smart people who can help her organize the ideas a bit better. But she does actually do some creative shit. I gotta give hat off to her for that. I don't like her music, but...
I love you, Taylor Swift. I have a poster of you in my room. I even framed it.
Yeah, he did.
We'll post it on Instagram.
So, Maggie Song, eh? Do you want to take this one away?
Maggie Song. Listened to the song, and I was like, this is kind of like a sad song, you know, probably loved this girl. And, you know, and then I'm like, wait.
Run, Maggie, run.
It's about a fucking dog.
Is it?
Yes. It's about a fucking dog.
So my note of the song is, now this is truly the crown jewel of the shit sandwich that is this album.
It's about a fucking
Run,
dog.
Maggie, run away from this fucking song.
It's about a fucking dog. The kids run around and Maggie'd go chase them.
Dude, I hope Maggie runs away.
I think Maggie's dead.
Yeah, well, Maggie's running in a new pasture now. Probably a happier one.
Not some farm in Tennessee. Dude, I live in fucking Tennessee.
I wouldn't.
On a farm, dude?
Dude, I'll show it to you. I found the cutest house in the world for, like, a couple. Like, it would not work for us because it's a small house.
Whew, I was like,
no.
Taryn, do I need to lay the ground rules again?
It's a one master bedroom with a small room, but, like, the way it's set up is a small room could easily be like a spare room, but just, like, the house setup, it's, like, that would be the most adorable couple house in the world. Like, the kind of couple that me and Emily strive to be, where we don't have kids and it's just us. Big yard, have a couple pets, you know. The kitchen's super nice. I love Emily so much. There's enough room in the backyard to put a shed down, and that could easily be, like, the podcast studio. Like, do, like, an outdoor separate podcast studio. Am I going to
live, like, near you?
Yeah.
Where's this at?
It's southeast Clackamas. It's southeast Portland, Clackamas, like right in the middle of that.
Oh, it's in Oregon. I was thinking somewhere like, you know,
oh no,
exotic.
I just look in Portland metro area.
Thinking somewhere exotic, you know, like
Reno. Tennessee,
Reno.
That's a different.
Yeah, it's a song about a dog, and I guess you hate dogs, Taryn. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I absolutely despised it. I sent a very sad Snapchat of me listening to this album to Emily, and I was like, this is the shit I have to put up with all week. Dude,
well, don't worry. The album I've chose, you're gonna love.
This is the only album we've done so far where I didn't listen to it on a daily basis. Every other album I did on a daily basis. This was actually unbearable for me to fucking listen to, where I was like, I can't. I think I listened to it all the way through once, and then partially through twice.
To be honest, I put it in there thinking, oh, we won't pick this one, but when we go back through and look at all those ones that we picked, and we picked, you know, this other one, you know, Taryn will be like, oh, I'm glad we didn't get that one, and it'll be funny.
See, I put only bangers in that hat. I put 5 albums that I was actually super excited to talk about.
Well, what we'll do is we'll replace the one.
Yeah.
I'll probably replace Haley Williams as well.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, so you get 2 replacements. Okay. And you're going to do them on smaller pieces of paper this time?
Yeah, we're going to rewrite them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll let you have one so you can put another one, because I've already got one, so you need more chances to get one of your albums.
No? What? No, just keep it equal.
Whatever.
The law of averages will balance out. So, Whiskey
Jedi?
Whiskey Sunrise.
I was so excited to listen to this song, as you can fucking tell. If you're not watching, I have a bottle of whiskey next to me.
What do you got? Broken Top, just like me. From Sisters, Oregon.
You're a broken
113 proof. I don't know what that means.
That means that it
56.5 alcohol. I know like how that works, but I don't know what that means.
It's just a way to measure alcohol.
What would you say like an average whiskey is? Like what, 40, 50?
40 to 45.
Okay, so this is some hard-hitting shit.
Yes, it is. I tried to do that really cool and casual.
All right, so I'll let you take over Whiskey Sunrise before I
was super excited to listen to this song, and then it just fucking bummed me out. Like, I'm a happy drunk, but fucking Jesus, man. This was a sad song. Whiskey, it's just been drinking all night.
Dude, the song sounds like he's constipated with too much emotion, and then he just shit it all out, and it was the song.
You mean pop punk?
Where are you? I could see someone singing that from a toilet.
Where are you?
And I'm so sorry.
I think I just burst a blood vessel. Pushing that dirt pickle out.
Yeah, so I was just like listening to it. Like, this is some sad fucking shit. I can't understand why people would listen to this.
I could not get into it. And what's so funny is I actually have several Chris Stapleton songs on playlists, man.
I never knew this about you.
Yeah, Tennessee Whiskey's a god. Smooth as Tennessee whiskey, sweet as strawberry wine.
All right, so
that's how you get in a girl's pants turn. Well, girls that I like to fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say I fuck like goth girls and emo girls and e-girls, and I just listen to Corpse, man. Choke me like you hate me, but you love me. Low key wanna date me when you fuck me. Come on.
I don't know the lyrics.
Dude, I need him to release an album so I can bring it to show and tell.
All right, there's Senpai. Whiskey Sunrise, not a good song.
Yeah.
It's not the worst song on the album.
Oh, no.
That's starting over.
Okay. Worry Be Gone.
Worry Be Gone. Some 12-bar blues. I loved it. It just starts out 12-bar blues. The solo is shit. Because for about 4 bars, he's hitting the same goddamn note. Just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I just like fucking... Do you know any other notes other than fucking G? Like...
He's plucking at the G string,
I don't know if it was G, but it sounded like a G.
You sound like a G.
What's up? Taryn just dabbed.
for the listeners. Yeah.
I loved it. Worry Be Gone. So it's worry, then the letter B, gone. Like Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
Which everyone knows that song. Which is also a 12-bar blues song.
I know it by name, but I've never heard it.
That's not... There's no way.
Dude, I don't listen to this shit. I don't listen to shit on the radio.
Movies and shit. You've seen Back to the Future, right?
When I was like 10.
It's the song that he plays up on the stage to get his parents to fuck so they can have him.
I remember he played a guitar solo and then he was like, "Oh, I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet."
That's Johnny Be Good because he played it like 2 years before it actually came out.
That's like the only part of it that I remember.
And what's so funny is the joke is that one of the members of the band who cut his hand...
Yeah, I saw that.
...was Marvin Berry.
You gotta hear this!
Hey, Chuck Berry, you gotta hear this. And then Chuck Berry, it's Chuck Berry's song.
Yeah.
Do you understand how hard it is living with this fucking troglodyte?
Yeah, and you don't even know Corpse lyrics, so... Get with the times, old man.
I can guarantee you more people have seen Back to the Future than Corpse.
Yeah, true, but like in the past week, more people have watched Corpse than Back to the Future. Guaranteed.
Why do you live in the present, Darren?
Because shit gets better over time.
Back to the Future is probably the best trilogy that holds up.
Except for the third one. I just remember it being unlikable.
I love the third one.
Oh, okay. It had cowboys and shit.
Yeah, the Wild Wild West.
Yeah. So, on to old friends. I'll let you go first. You can take this one away.
This one made me think of you, and I wish we were never friends.
Do you want me to take it away?
Yeah, go right ahead. He had to clear his throat.
If Maggie Song is the crown jewel, this song is the unwashed underwear filled with weeks of gravy shit. Any song that starts with a sad talking monologue before kicking off into a slow verse and chorus and then goes back to slow, sad monologuing, delete it. It's not a good song. It's not worth anyone's time. It is the biggest shit stain of music I've ever had to listen to. This is the worst singular piece of garbage ever on my Spotify. Fuck you, Chris Stapleton. Holy shit.
I loved watching you on the monitor saying all that. It was so great because I'm like, this is what fucking bunch of rednecks are going to watch. And just
yeah.
God damn it.
Just fast forward to this part of the video. Fuck you.
Okay, first of all, my Spotify just came up and said, fuck you, Chris Stapleton. I'm not even joking.
You're not wrong, Spotify. Fuck Chris Stapleton.
It just started playing Might As Well Get Stoned.
Just like, you don't like me, so I might as well get stoned.
Oh, yeah, no, I hated the monologue. Like, I've heard, there's a couple Johnny Cash songs that have monologues in them, and they didn't sound this bad. And I'm sorry, I'm comparing everything to Johnny Cash.
Yeah, like that's like comparing like everyone's guitar work to just like Van Halen, who's a great guitarist.
I mean, there's a lot of better guitars than Van Halen.
Not during his time.
You're right. But I feel like nowadays with the internet, you're going to see all these people who are doing crazy things like Ichika and Tim Henson and Tosin from Animals as Leaders. That's the pinnacle. There's no more you can do after that.
That video we were watching of Tosin was like...
He's a guitarist for Animals as Leaders. He's a guitarist for Animals of Leaders, and he does the hybrid picking with tapping. So he's doing something Eddie Van Halen pretty much kind of...
invented,
brought to the forefront, and I don't know if he invented it, but like hybrid picking and tapping, you're combining so many goddamn fucking things that it just doesn't make any sense how you're doing it.
Yeah, like the way some of these people's brains work is astounding.
So, Eddie Van Halen died like the same week Jack White was on SNL.
Yeah,
and Jack White did a tapping thing. For one of his musical things. And everybody was like, oh my God, it's a tribute to Van Halen, and it was. It was obviously a tribute to Van Halen.
Yeah.
But it's in like, these guys like Tim Henson and Tosin and Ichika are not, like they're famous.
Yeah.
But they're not Jack White, Eddie Van Halen famous.
Oh, hell no, are they?
And they are significantly better guitarists. I don't know creatively. I don't know if creatively I would say they're better guitarists, but technically, they are better guitarists.
I would say when the next era of rock music comes forward, it's going to be heavily inspired by people like Tim Henson, and they're going to look back on him as like, oh, yeah, he's one of the greats, but he's not living as the great right now.
Just like, I would say 10 to 15 years ago, Eric Clapton was considered one of the greats, and he still is. He's one of the founding fathers.
Yeah.
I would say Eric Clapton is the John Jay of founding fathers. He was a founding father, but you don't know. Yeah, you don't know. He was the first Supreme Court justice.
Okay.
So it's like he had a huge part. In the founding of America, but
like, because he didn't become a president and he didn't get shocked by lightning.
I mean, Benjamin Franklin didn't get shocked by lightning, but...
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He didn't do those things, so who remembers him?
We remember Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, he was shocked by lightning.
He wasn't.
He wasn't?
No.
I swear he was.
No, he put a key on a kite to get the lightning.
And then I remember he also would swim in the cold and not get sick. And he was like, oh... being cold doesn't make you sick. Being around other people who are sick makes you sick. And people are like, you're crazy, Ben. Because he would swim, I think, in the nude. I could be wrong on that part.
Based on what I know of him, yeah, that sounds about right. He would swim in the nude.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a heathen of the time. He was an aristocratical heathen.
That's why he's on the Honey Dada.
Yeah, man, you're throwing those Benjis around.
Yeah.
We got way off because Old Friends is a shit song. Back to it.
And then Watch You Burn.
Watch You Burn is a goddamn good song.
So my note is, not bad. His voice killed here. The lyrics weren't terrible.
No, they weren't bad. It was good. It was powerful.
Yeah.
It definitely sent a message.
It had some oomph to it.
It had some oomph to it. It was like the canon of the album.
Yeah.
Because it was just big and boom,
It's big and beefy.
Yeah, big and girthy. This was the... Never mind.
This is the chode of the album?
No, I was going to say the big BBC of the album.
All right.
Really in your face, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'm watching this.
All right, so...
it was good.
Yep.
You should probably leave.
Skip.
You know what? This was a very, poppy. I was expecting a duet. And you could hear a female vocal in the background.
That's his wife.
Yeah, it's his wife.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. Megan, Morgan, Stapleton, something like that.
It was an M name, so I thought for sure
Maggie.
It was Maggie, but then
Maggie's a fucking
I think it was
dog.
Margaret. I don't remember.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And it was very poppy. It's a very pop song. I didn't mind it. I didn't skip it. So I didn't skip it. Okay? So I'm just going to leave it there. I didn't skip it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't Watch You Burn. It was no Arkansas.
Yeah.
Which I never thought I would be comparing things to Arkansas. The pinnacle of music is Arkansas.
Which brings us to the next song named after a place, Nashville.
It's Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah. But
this is a shit song.
I was really hopeful with this song.
I was too, because I love Nashville.
The last one in the album that was named after a place was a positive, great banger. So I was like, well, damn. Second one, let's do this shit. LOL. That's my only note on it.
So let's talk about our expectations, because I went into the song same thing as you. I saw Nashville, Tennessee on the track list, and I was like, fucking let's go, because I love Jack White. I love Jack White.
Yeah.
His Third Man Records is in Nashville, and I was so ready. I was like, okay, let's bring some real Nashville music, because Nashville and Austin are two places I thought about moving. And Austin, I've heard Austin music live. It's fucking great. Nashville music, I was like, okay, maybe we might get a little bit of, some Jack White influence, some of the legends from the Ryman, the Grand Ole Opry. And I was just so fucking ready for it. And then this song was goddamn fucking shit.
Yeah, this song was incredibly unlikable.
It was a ballad.
Yeah.
And I don't like ballads. I don't even like power ballads.
You don't like Motley Crue power ballads?
Okay, Motley Crue's different.
Dude, why did every 80s hair metal band have a power ballad?
Because Home Sweet Home is a goddamn good song.
Yeah, because one of them did well.
Yeah.
That's why. So everyone was like, oh shit, I'm an emotional guy too. I'm wearing tight leather pants and mesh shirts. I can do this.
Yeah.
I don't know why these 80s hair metal guys are kind of sounding country, but
This song was really a disappointing end.
Yeah.
To a 54-minute album. 14 songs.
Is it our longest album yet?
Yeah, I would say so. Our next album is only 33 minutes.
Dope.
So The Devil Always Made Me Think Twice was too long. That was about 4 minutes a song. That could have been drastically dropped.
2.5 minutes.
Because there were times where he would say, the devil always made me think, the devil always made me think, the devil always made me think twice. Cut one of those out of there.
We know the line.
Like, and then he would repeat that on for like 3 or 4 times. It's like, we fucking get it. The devil always made me think twice because you're a non-religious person.
Is he?
I don't fucking know.
That's what I assumed.
If he smokes the devil's lettuce, he's got to be.
Yeah, true. All right, so objectively, I don't think this album's good.
Objectively?
I think it's authentically a bad album. It's for people who just aren't thinkers. That's just what it is. It's the most on the surface, boring lyrics. There's no guitar work that really makes you think.
That's the other issue with, let's talk about country guitar.
Yeah.
It's not anything special.
Yeah.
It may sound good, and that's the problem with country, is it catches you. Like Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks is a bad song, but it's catchy and it gets stuck in your head. That's why I have it on a playlist, because at work I hear it every day. And it gets stuck in my head, and I like drinking whiskey, and I have a lot of things that I want to chase away.
I think I've only heard that song of you singing it. I don't think I've ever actually heard it.
I got friends.
Yes.
In low places.
But
that's the problem with country music, is that it's catchy. None of this is catchy. There's a couple things that are catchy, but they're not like Florida Georgia Line or Zach Brown Band, Chicken Fried. Catchy.
You don't have to compare it to country. You could say songs that I know.
Well, no, because country is completely different from the genres that we
But no,
listen
I mean,
to.
like, you could be like, oh, it's not catchy like the name of Taylor Swift song. Because I know Taylor Swift better than I know country. So you could be like, oh, it's catchy like Blank Space. And I'd be like, yeah, makes sense.
That's not country.
But yeah, but no, I'm saying it's catchy.
No, but no, that's what I want to talk about. How country is completely separate from normal music because of it's captured this audience that has it's got such a stranglehold on, and it's I don't want to say ruining music. But I don't think what it's doing is good.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like... I don't want to be one of those like people who's like, oh, overly smart, you should be using all of your time for intellect. But at the same time, when music is literally just the most on-the-surface, non-thinking garbage, I just can't help but hate it. Like, it's just like... It'd be like if you're in your 30s and you're like still watching Blue's Clues because it's easy and it makes sense to you. Like,
that's fair.
Like, it's just like grow up and watch something else. Like,
so I got a lot of problems with country because I actually, like, within the last month, I actually started making my own playlist because I love making playlists.
Yeah, I know.
Called Real Country, and it's like country from the old days. Hank Williams the first, not the second or the third.
I didn't know there was more Hanks.
Yeah, Hank Williams named his son Hank Williams, so he became the second, or junior. And then he named his son Hank Williams, so he became the second and the third. And Hank Williams the third is like almost punk.
Good for him.
He's barely outlaw country, almost punk. But that's because Hank Williams the first was that sort of guy who's speaking out against stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? You know, like, and it wasn't like a, hey, cook me a dinner. It's like, let's do something together.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that was anti-misogynistic. Now, granted, it was the 50s, so his definition of misogyny was different than what it is now.
Yeah.
Which I also hate that, you know, like, comparing other people from other generations who've been dead 40 years.
Yeah, I know. Just like, oh my god, he's just defining her by her looks? Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Get your 20/20 glasses off and just listen to something that came out like 60 fucking years ago.
Like, the man has been dead for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, so he died at 27, I think.
So,
But country music, I don't want to say it's ruining music, but it has become this little bubble that has... It's not what it should be. Country music should be... Yeah. It's pandering. Just like Bo Burnham said.
It's purely commercial.
It's so commercialized, and it's...
But the thing is,
not
like,
fun.
The people who are, like, all about country are like, oh, evil Hollywood and stuff like that. Well, they're literally getting fed the equivalent of evil Hollywood.
And like, they have houses in LA.
Yeah, the machine is generating their fucking music. And they're like, yeah, fuck LA, fuck Hollywood. And it's like, you're literally like eating out of the palm of their hands. These guys live in mansions, okay? They don't own some small ranch that they're still paying a mortgage on. They're taking their private jet around the fucking country to see pricks like you all day.
Yeah. That's like you are eating out of their hand. Like,
yeah.
But
anyway, back to the album.
Well, and that's the thing is though, Chris Stapleton, I think, is doing something different. I think he's making country music the way that it should be done, but also dipping his toes into the normal country pop formulaic bullshit.
He's doing stylistically pop, but is adding just kind of more depth to the sound.
Yes.
Like, it would be like a pop song about, like, political injustice.
The only reason I say that, too, is because knowing his background as a behind-the-scenes writer.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for 21 years.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows he's selling something good. He knows he's selling something. That's what's most important.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
So the one big silver lining for this album is his voice. Holy shit, does the dude have some pipes?
The dude has some pipes, and that is something that is impressive. He's not just like Blake Shelton. He and Luke Bryan and Luke.
They literally just do some twang.
Yeah, they really turn that twang up.
Yeah,
and this dude is
they're borderline talking on key, like those guys. Fucking Chris Stapleton fucking belts.
He's got a voice, man.
Yeah.
He's that voice is something special. And the more research that I did into him as a person, he's come up and done, like I said, that one duet with Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake has got a great fucking voice.
Mm-hmm.
He did a duet live with John Mayer, who I haven't really listened to, but he's got a good voice as well. He's done all these duets with people and
can like hold his own in the arena, basically.
And it's usually like he can do better.
Yeah.
Like he's got such an incredible voice.
Yeah.
I would love to really see him branch out and not do country.
Dude, he could do any kind of rock he wanted. Like with that voice.
Like, I would love to see some more blues rock. Because like Arkansas.
Of course you would.
Well, yeah, that's what I like.
I'd like to see him do punk.
That would be interesting. I would like to hear that.
Just hear him sing fuck police, brutality.
Yeah, there's no singing an anti-flag, but...
Yeah, there is.
There's... Where? I didn't hear any.
Almost all of For Blood and Empire. What the fuck?
I mean, it wasn't like, singing. It was...
Go listen to This Is the End for You, My Friend, again.
Okay, that's a good... Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
One song.
Okay, go listen to Press Corps. Go listen to $1 Trillion.
I would argue on that.
$1 trillion.
Yeah, you think that was like peak voice singing?
No, it
$1 trillion.
Can buy a lot of bling.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway.
I know you're going to give it a 1.
Is that as low as we're allowed to go?
Yes.
Okay, I give it a 1. You can argue with me, though. Like, you know what the fuck you're talking about.
5 of the 14 songs I liked.
1.5 of the 14 songs I liked. And the other 12.5 were so fucking appalling.
So that's the problem. Is 5 of the 14 songs, I was like, these are actually really good. The other songs...
Arkansas is awesome.
Arkansas is good. I liked Worry Be Gone. Yeah. I liked Cold. I liked Devil Always Made You Think Twice. What was the other song that I liked? It was another song. I can't remember what it was. But it was Watch You Burn. Those are all really good, but the other ones were just like, this is just bubblegum country. So I give it a 4.
So
not 3. Fuck it.
A lot of people, if anyone does watch this, will bring forward the classic limp dick bitch tit fucking argument of, well, you don't make music, so how can you say this is bad if you're not making albums? Where's your album? You know what? You don't need to put out shit to know it's not good, because you fucking assholes who are going to say that shit trying to defend Chris Stapleton's fucking honor or something as if he gives a shit what I have to say. Let me guess, you're sitting at home telling Brady how he's a bad fucking quarterback and how he doesn't know what he's doing.
He's the greatest.
Are you playing fucking football? No, you can't judge a single person on that fucking field if I can't judge Chris Stapleton's fucking shit show of an album. Fuck you.
Shit show.
One.
Oh my god. Calm down. So,
dude, this isn't even caffeinated. I ran out of the caffeine syrup.
I know, you're just a fucking psycho. So, okay, to bring it back down to earth, all you fucking crazy people. First of all, I agree with you. Second of all,
but that's my least favorite argument in the world. You don't do X, so you can't have an opinion.
Yeah, I know. I got into a Twitter argument with someone over fucking Tyreek Hill from the Kansas City Chiefs about that.
Oh, yeah, because the Seattle Seahawks have a better receiver.
Yeah, he's bigger and stronger.
DK Metcalf. I forgot the name for a second.
Dude, I just remember how I remembered it is like decaf. He's decaf coffee.
Dude, did you see the way he ran out of the field? I think he's extra caffeinated coffee when he tackled
I think it was
dude.
Jogging.
Dude, that was the most terrifying tackle I've ever seen in my life.
What was it, like 22 miles an hour he was going?
Something like that.
Usain Bolt, what, 28?
Yeah.
Let's just say that. When he broke the record, it was 28 miles an hour. But anyway, that's football. That's Surprisingly Sober, where we talk about other things. I'm very drunk right now.
So let's bring it to what's going on next week.
No.
Oh, you want to talk about
we were talking about something, and I forgot what I wanted to talk about. I gave it a 3. Purely because there's a lot of stuff out there. But Chris Stapleton is the direction country needs to start going in.
Okay. I can agree with that when I hear songs like Arkansas and Starting Over, which you hated. If country music was more like that, I would definitely give it a 3.
Well, I wouldn't even point out those. There's no political songs on here. There's nothing that makes a statement. Well, it's like one of his songs off Traveler, Might As Well Get Stoned. That's not a big song, but it makes quite the statement, you know?
Yeah.
And country music becomes so politicized, and I don't like it because of that. But then punk music is politicized exclusively.
So the thing is, right now, with the current social climate and everything, country's Republican, and then
punk is liberal.
Punk is liberal, and pop is liberal, but punk isn't liberal. Punk is anti-authoritarianism. So give it a year and you're going to start hearing punk songs about how bad Biden and Kamala Harris are, and how the forever Democrats like Nancy Pelosi are garbage politicians. You're going to start hearing those songs again.
Forever politicians. That'll bring us into Surprisingly Sober.
Yeah, so people think because right now, because of the way Republicans have been, it's just it's just a bunch of liberal garbage. No, it's just against people ruling our lives.
Yeah, because you go back to 2006 and it's anti-Republican.
Yeah.
And you go back to 2014, it's anti-Democrat.
Yeah.
You know, punk music is just
It's anti-establishment. It's anarchist.
Yeah. That's what punk music is.
Yeah.
Whoever's in charge, they're anti that because given throughout history, they're doing something bad.
Yeah.
Now, Trump did a lot of bad things, which I've had to explain to a lot of people today and yesterday, that all the executive orders that Biden's signing are flipping executive orders that Trump did.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can count those executive orders.
And a lot of them are solely because we are, again, in the middle of a pandemic when Trump should have been signing a bunch of executive orders, but he didn't. So Biden's having to backlog.
Yeah.
Basically, and go through and try and fix the fucking country. Because there's a pandemic going on. Whether you want to be sitting in your fucking life of crazy, it's fake, the government created it, they're just trying to control us. Shut the fuck up, you no-brain fucking douchebags. There's a pandemic.
Yeah.
We're trying to deal with it.
So, yes. Now.
And then people are trying to say that, oh, I thought we were supposed to unify the country. Why are you letting trans people in the military? What does that have to do with unifying the country? Fuck Republicans. Chris Stapleton, you're a good singer. Write a better album. Write Arkansas 12 times and I'll be fucking happy.
So, yeah. So let's bring this. That brings us. We'll end it there, and we'll come back to our next week's album. So, because of this album, I picked something that you would probably like.
Oh, great! You don't want to ruin my life 2 times.
No, it's something. It's an album that I actually wanted to listen to.
Okay.
And now that I'm looking at it, the first fucking song on there is called Prelude, and I never like albums that start like that. And then the last song, it's called Interlude 3, and I don't like this, and I'm already regretting this decision. But it is an album that came out in 2019, so it is pretty recent. It's called Bad Ideas by Tessa Violet. Silence.
So, for the listeners, I am a huge Tessa Violet fan, and the Bad Idea album is probably going to end up in my top 5 for Spotify listened.
I know there's a few songs on here that I already like, and
yeah, Crush was on my top for the last year.
Yeah,
Crush was in my top, and that's the single off the album.
Tessa Violet is a person that I discovered on YouTube because she was so attractive.
No, you didn't.
You showed me Bad Ideas, but I associated it with Mr. Wives because that's why you showed it to me.
I showed Mr. you.
I then saw Crush.
Bad Ideas,
I then saw Crush on YouTube, and was like, "Who is this chick?" And I listened to her, and you're like, "Yeah, she did that song Bad Ideas too."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What?" And I was like,
"No, I'd been listening to her like regularly at that point."
Yeah, so we're gonna be listening to a pop star.
And I'm super excited.
Me too. So this has been Surprisingly Sober. Check us out on Surprising Twit.
Surprising Twit.
And
then Surprisingly Podcast Instagram page. If you're listening to us on Spotify and you want to look at our faces while we talk, go ahead and check us out on YouTube on the Surprisingly Sober Podcast YouTube page. If you're watching us on YouTube and you're like, wow, it'd be better if I didn't have to look at these fucking cunts, go check us out on Spotify, Surprisingly Sober Podcast. And all links will be in the description. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Glad you guys stuck around. Hopefully we're putting out content that you may enjoy. And I appreciate you guys.
All right. And this has been Surprisingly Music. Ready? And we are r/signing off.